Salam to all, I am Dr. Ayaz and you are watching Lepro channel. Today we will discuss abdominal trauma and its management. The most important thing to remember about the trauma is that injuries never respect anatomical boundaries. If you are considering an injury to be abdominal, it could have involved chest as well. Most of the time there is just a provisional diagnosis that we have and a deteriorating patient. There is an urgent need for intervention and investigations must be weighed over deterioration. Spending so much time on investigation with deteriorating patient might lead to death of the patient. So there is a need for active and aggressive resuscitation because it is life-saving. Studies have shown high mortality in shocked patients or in septic patients. The window of opportunity is the time period in which we can intervene to get positive outcomes. Same goes with the golden hour of treatment. Golden hour of treatment is the time where we get maximum benefit for the patient. So golden hour is the first initial hour after the injury. The grave problem with the traumatic patients is hemorrhage, which leads to coagulopathy and it further leads to hemorrhage. Then a vicious circle develops, so on. There are various types and mechanisms of trauma. Blunt trauma can be caused by direct blows, crushing, blasting, and deceleration injuries. Penetrating trauma can be caused by knives, bullets, or sharpnels. The rate of damage depends upon site of impact, velocity, and power. Trauma to a sensitive area causes more damage. Greater the velocity and power, more is the damage. As we have already discussed, injuries don't respect anatomical boundaries. So, in the left side, a seat belt injury can be seen. It is seen to be extending onto chest and abdomen both and could have caused damage at both sides. And on the leftmost side, there is a stab wound on the chest and abdomen boundary. Such injuries can cause damage to both the abdomen and the chest. The image on right side shows the relation of various cavities of body. Now let's talk about the mechanism of injuries. Above in the picture is the blunt injury caused by the falling of the patient onto the neck seat. It can cause compression and shearing effects. Shearing forces can compress and tear the organs and lead to shearing of vessels and internal bleeding. Lower images show penetrating injuries. The gunshot and the knife can pass through any organ and cause damage to it. In the emergency department, the care is taken by primary survey and secondary survey. Primary survey is done immediately and quickly according to ATLS principles of resuscitation. It involves correction of airway, breathing, circulation, limitation of disability, and control of environment and proper exposure. Cervical spine should never be forgotten at this point and it should be stabilized if there is remotest chance of trauma to neck. These images show some of the immediate emergency maneuvers for the traumatic patient. The endotracheal tube and its equipment is seen on the left upper images. Lower leftmost image shows a ventilator for artificial respiration, while lower middle image shows underwater seal for chest tube. While on the right side there is a pneumatic anti-shock garment. These prevent further injuries. A rapid primary survey should, in addition to ATLS protocol, include complete airway assessment, cervical spine immobilization, nasotracheal or endotracheal intubation if needed. If not possible, cricothyroidotomy should be done. General physical examination should be carried out. Should be immediate respiratory support with high flow oxygen, chest tube thoracostomy if needed. Circulatory system should be immediately assessed. Vigorous resuscitation is needed with large bore IV lines. Source of blood should immediately be stopped by compression. Large bore IV lines are very important in resuscitation because we need to administer high amount of fluid very quickly. There is instability even after 2 liters of fluid. Ongoing blood loss should be suspected and immediate blood transfusion should be considered in this case. Then after addressing the immediate life-threatening injuries, we come to the secondary survey which involves head to toe examination. During this survey, we find the mechanism of injury. We pass the NG and Foley, log roll the patient to see the back and palpate the entire spine. The X-rays, lateral cervical spine, AP view chest and AP pelvis are must. Bedside fast scan and DPL can then be done, and CT scan can be done in a patient who is stable. Image in right upper quadrant shows the 4 areas where to place the fast scan ultrasound probe, and the lower image shows the procedure for DPL.